Welcome to Love by Design, the podcast for high-achieving women who are ready to stop performing for love and start building it from truth, from alignment. Welcome back to Love by Design. My name is Joan, Nwosu. If this is your first time, warm welcome. And if you're returning, then thank you for being here with me. So this is the final episode of our January series that I started a couple of weeks ago on the foundation of aligned love. And so this month we've really covered quite a lot. We talked about the broken paradigm, why high achieving women and men are exhausted, why healing isn't always the answer, and why chemistry alone is a trap. And so for today, before we move on to the next series, I want to share with you the complete picture. And this is the actual blueprint that you need before you build. And this is what I call your Love by Design roadmap. In this roadmap, you have 6 elements, which are 6 pieces of your design. These are the 6 keys to finally understanding how you are wired to love. This is the foundation of everything else that we're going to be building on for the rest of the year. So why do you need a blueprint, you might be asking? Can't you just wing your way through love? Well, you could try that, but for a lot of people, it doesn't always end well. And truth be told, if you think of it as an architect that's trying to build a house, they're not just going to go ahead and start laying bricks and pouring concrete and just hoping that it turns into something that's livable. No. They first start by understanding the structure, they look at the foundation, they look at the load-bearing walls, they look at how everything fits together. So if you keep thinking that with love, you just build without a blueprint, well, it's just like laying bricks, which is just going on dates, meeting people, entering relationships, situationships, just trying different strategies without really understanding the structure that you're working with. Right? And then we wonder why things keep collapsing because there's no blueprint. So hear me and hear me now. Your human design is your blueprint for love. Yours, not anybody else's. Your blueprint. It is unique to you. It shows you how you're designed to attract, how you're designed to decide, to make decisions, how you're designed to connect, and how you're designed to commit. And when you understand it, you stop building blind. Your Love by Design roadmap breaks this blueprint into 6 essential elements that completes your love vehicle. So think of it like understanding a car. You need to know your engine, you need to know your fuel systems, you need to know your body style, your transmission, your GPS, and your dashboard. So let's walk through it one at a time. Your love gates. For me, this is the most important of them all. This is the engine of your entire love system. So we're going to start from here. So your love gates are these 10 specific energetic frequencies through which you give and receive deep, lasting love. These aren't preferences like I like them tall, I like them generous, I like them funny, whatever it might be. No, this is not about that. These are non-negotiables. These are hardwired into who you are. So if your love gates aren't functioning properly within a relationship or your past relationships, you can look back, then the relationship is just not going to survive, period. So some gates are transcendent, which means that you love through someone to connect to something greater. So we have 4 gates, 10, 15, 25, and 46. And then the others are mundane, which is you love with somebody else. This is the personal connection, the more romantic type of love. And we have 6 of those. So 44, 40, 58, 41, 28, and 55. The ones that are activated in your human design chart, those are your fixed loved themes. So they explain why certain dynamics keep showing up in every relationship. Same person, different face, different name, same patterns every single time, because this is your engine. Everything else is in your design runs through this. And in February, the month of love, we're going to be focusing heavily on the love gates, all of them. I'm going to be talking about their shadows, their gifts, And more importantly, how you can shift your frequency so that you're operating as designed. The second element in your blueprint is your definition. So think of this as your fuel system. So your definition determines how you're designed to experience wholeness in relationships. Are you single definition, which means that you're self-contained? So you're like a car with a full tank. You feel complete in your own. Relationships only enhance your life. They don't complete it. This is very, very key. Took me a while to understand this one. Or maybe you're a split definition, which means that you're naturally designed to need someone, right? So like a hybrid that needs both the gas and the electric. So you're literally wired for partnerships. When you're not in a relationship, you feel like there's something missing, right? These are the people who keep saying, I need somebody to complete me. Guilty, because I'm split definition. So people with split definition often struggle with that incompleteness when they're single. And it's a struggle because you just constantly feel like, I need to be with someone. I need someone. I need someone. But you need to relate from a place of wholeness. So that's a healing journey on its own. And then we have the triple and the quadruple split. These ones are a little bit rarer and they're very, very complex because it shows that you need multiple connections to feel whole, right? And if you think about this piece alone can explain why some people seem to be naturally wired for partnerships or split people, while some people is like, oh, if I have a partner, I'm good. If I don't, I'm good. So like the single definition people. And then the ones who are just all over the place. They can't really find one person to make them feel whole. And so it constantly looks like they're seeking for something else on the outside. It's because you're just wired that way. So by understanding your definition, you just stop fighting your nature. And it will help you choose the type of relationships that actually work for you. Not what society has said, not what your brother or sister is doing, not what your parents said should be, but what actually feels natural and might I even mention safe for you because that's how you're built. So I'll be going over definition in the future, but for now, just know that this is also very essential to how you do love and how love does you. The third one is your dating archetype. This is your profile. So think of it as your body style, right? This is the energetic costume that you wear. This is what people feel when they're around you. So a sports car looks and feels different from an SUV. A luxury sedan has different presence compared to a pickup truck, right? So your profile, which is your dating archetype, is what people see and respond to before they ever look beyond the exterior and start trying to see what's happening with you on the inside. And these are made up of two numbers. So it could be the 1-3 who needs to investigate. I want to know everything before I commit. Or the 3-6 who needs to learn about you and love through trial and error. Or the 2-4 who is this magnetic person who needs to be recognized and drawn out. Or a 5-1 who attracts projections, right? Because people keep seeing them as the person that can save them and solve all of their problems. Well, there are 12 different dating archetypes, and yours will reveal to you your natural, your pace, your patterns, the type of partnerships that you're actually wired for, right? Because when you try to show up as someone else's archetype, it's like wearing a mask. It doesn't fit. And when you wear a mask, you only attract the wrong people because the right people can't even see you. So it's very, very important to understand what your dating archetypes are. And then the fourth one is your type. So think of this as your transmission system, right? This is your energetic field, like your aura, right? The energy that people feel, what you transmit when you're in an interaction with somebody else. So think of it as the manual, the automatic, the dual clutch, whatever, right? Each transmission operates differently. So you can't drive a manual car the same way you're going to drive an automatic. You just ruin the whole transmission. So if you're a generator, for instance, you have this open, enveloping aura that draws people in. So when they're around you, they just feel like, oh, wow, I'm in this person's world. Or if you're a projector like me, you have this very focused, penetrating aura that really sees people deeply. That can get a little bit uncomfortable if I'm being honest. Or you might be a manifestor with a closed, repelling aura. And that aura, we use the term repelling, but it's not in a negative way. It's just that it's closed, but it creates a lot of impact. Or it could be a manager and a manifesting generator who has this this fire, this exuberance, right? Very magnetic, very fast, just wants everything to go pretty quickly because you're highly energetic. Well, lastly, we now have the reflector, right? Who has this sampling resistant aura that's just constantly reflecting their environment. So they never know which one is theirs. They're just constantly being a mirror to the other person. So your type is what determines how you connect with others, whether it's on dates or in relationships. When you understand your type, you stop apologizing for how you naturally show up. You embrace it and just own it and just live in the truth of how you are naturally designed. And then the fifth one is your strategy. This is your GPS navigation system, right? This is the unique approach that you have to initiating and advancing in relationships. So think of it this way. You could ignore your GPS, right? You're trying to go somewhere and just keep taking random turns. But the only thing that's going to happen is that you're going to waste time, you're going to waste your energy, and you're going to waste a lot of gas, right? You're just running around in circles. But when you follow your actual strategy, it gets you there more efficiently, gets rid of all the heartbreak and all the headaches and the overthinking and wondering and trying too hard and trying to force things. So for generators, they wait to respond. For projectors, they wait for invitation. For manifestors, they initiate and inform. For manifesting generators, they respond and then they move fast. And then for reflectors, my lovely reflectors, they have to wait for a full lunar cycle. When you live your strategy, you stop forcing and you start flowing, period. You stop chasing and you start magnetizing. You start effortlessly attracting. When you force, that creates resistance and you can feel it. But when you follow your strategy, things just naturally flow. You just become magnetic. We'll be focusing on that later in the year, so stay tuned for that one. And then the last one is your authority. Think of this as your dashboard warning system. So your authority is your internal guidance system. It helps you make relationship decisions. So imagine those warning lights on your dashboard that tells you when something's off. Some of us just ignore it sometimes, but you shouldn't, right? But the whole idea is it gives you notice for you to fix before the entire system breaks down. So there's different types of authority. It could be an emotional authority, meaning that you have to wait and ride the waves before making choices. Or sacral authority, where you trust that gut, to know if this is for you or not for you. Or splenic, I'm a splenic, where you just know it in an instant. You just feel it. You're like, yes, this is for me, or this is a hell no. Or it could be an ego authority, that where you need to trust your desires. And lastly, the self-projected, who needs to hear herself speak. So this person needs to talk about it. In a safe space, not just talking, in a safe space, talk about it. And then you kind of know what it is that you're supposed to do. So when you're dating or even in a relationship, there's tons of decisions to be made, right? So when you make them from your authority, from the right way, not just by listening to somebody if you're not wired for that, or second guessing or Googling or asking ChatGPT, you could get yourself into a lot of trouble. But when you know your authority and you honor it, then it becomes easier for you to make decisions because you're not making it from fear, you're not making it from pressure or from desperation, you're choosing from alignment. It makes life so much easier, trust me. So these are the 6 elements, and they aren't separate. They all work together to complete your love vehicle, right? So your love gates is how you give and receive love. Your definition is what the one actually means for you. Is it single? Is it split? Is it the triple, quadruple? It's all different. Your dating archetype is who you show up as energetically, what people feel. Your type is how you connect through your aura. Your strategy is how you move forward in relationships. And then your authority is how you make relationship decisions. When you understand all 6, you have the full picture. You understand why your past relationships played out the way they did. Well, now you're not judging them. They were not failures. But now you have a curriculum to learn how you're perfectly designed for love. When you know your blueprint, you understand what you, just you, actually needs in a partnership. Not what social media tells you, not what magazines tell you, not what your parents, not your friends, nobody. It's just you. What does your design require to feel fulfilled in love? And also, when you understand your blueprint, you know how to move forward. Not with this generic dating advice that we have out there, No, but with a personalized roadmap based on who you actually are. And this is what I mean by always someone else's rules. You're following your own blueprint. You stop trying to force a diesel engine to work to run on petrol. Made that mistake once, never doing that again. And you stop blaming yourself for being a manual transition in a world of automatic because you're not wired to be automatic. You're manual, and that's okay. Or you stop trying to be like everybody else when you have a unique body style, right? You have a specific way that you show up, a specific way that you need to be, a specific way that becomes fulfilling love for you. When you understand your blueprint, you start driving your vehicle the way it was designed to be driven. And then guess what? The road suddenly gets smoother. Everything just gets easier. So we've come to the end of January, and as we proceed in February, where I'm going to be launching the first ever Love Gates report. So from Valentine's Day, you'll be able to download that. But in February, I'm going to be focusing heavily on the Love Gates. I'm going to be talking because I think it's so important, right? Really understanding how you're naturally wired and designed to receive and give love. It just makes everything a lot easier. This is not about information for information's sake. No, this is a living, breathing roadmap for how you are designed to love. So we've laid a lot of foundation this month. This is why I really wanted to go a bit deeper in February, just so that we know what aligned love actually looks like and the work ahead of us, so that as I start to build on the other pieces, everything starts to come together and you can understand how you're uniquely designed for love, and you can start to integrate and embody it so that love can flow to you effortlessly. So let me know how this series of Foundations of Aligned Love has landed for you, if there were any ahas, and what you're looking forward to the most about the Love Gates in February, because this alone, the Love Gates alone, will break everything wide open. You will see where you've made all the not failures, but why you've been on the wrong path, why you've had all these repeated patterns, and what you can do to transform to the gift of your love gate so that love becomes an enjoyable journey and not a painful one. Thank you for being here with me. I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. Stay tuned for the Love Gates report coming out on Valentine's Day. And if you want to know more, if you want to learn more, I'm going to be speaking at the Ignite and Ignited Summit in February. And there's going to be lots of speakers about human design, but I'm going to be focusing on the Love Gate. So if it's something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about how you can use human design in other areas of your life, then I'm going to pop the link in the show notes so that you can show up to that as well. Register. You need to register, and it's free. So you can come and start to build your entire life, not just your love life, but your entire life in the way that it was naturally designed for you. Thank you for being here with me. I will see you same time next week. Until then, keep dating by design, not by default. See you soon. Thank you for joining me on today's episode. And if it stirred something in you, trust that alignment isn't a concept, it is a calling. And if you're feeling the nudge to take this work deeper, then I want you to go ahead and book your Aligned Love Assessment, where we map your patterns, reveal what's keeping you stuck, and explore your journey to aligned love. You can book your session at joannwosu.com. Until next time, remember, you're not here to earn love, you are here to embody it. So keep dating by design, not by default. See you next week.